Hi there, in this lesson we're going to look at what area is and specifically work out the area of rectangles, which will also allow us to work out the area of squares. So the area of a flat shape is basically the amount of space it takes up. And people have measured area throughout history. This is just a wee note. The area of a farm was once measured in acres. Some of you might still remember that word acres. It was a strange definition though. An acre was the area a team of oxen could plough in one day, which is a peculiar idea because what if they played it faster one day than the next? But anyway, right, so if we look at these ideas here, and we've got 3 birthday cards, and we're trying to think which one's got the biggest area. Well, hopefully you can see quite clearly the one in the middle's got the largest area, basically because the other ones will fit inside it. So it's the kind of space inside the shape that you're talking about, the area here, so the bit in the middle of it as opposed to around it outside. So that's one that's got the biggest area. This one's got the smallest area. An interesting fact, if you didn't know, if you look at the surface of the Earth, about 70%, if you've got a globe at home, you can look at this, but 70% of the Earth is actually water, which is, let's hope most people can swim, because 70% is a lot of the Earth to be covered in water. Right, so in mathematics we use units for measuring. When measuring a distance, like the perimeter, we usually use the metric system. Not always, you still get miles and things and inches and so on, but the metric system is the most common. And the smallest unit we use is millimeters. You'll find them in your ruler, the wee teeny bits. And then we use centimeters. And then we use meters. And then the biggest one we use is kilometers. You'll notice they all end in meters. That's why it's called the metric system. But when you're measuring area, we tend to use squares because we build up the inside of the shape with squares. And we call this a square centimetre here. It's 1 centimetre wide and 1 centimetre tall, if you like, or width and breadth are 1 centimetre. But there is a special way of writing 1 centimetre square. And I don't know if you've seen it before, but I'll try and write it with the mouse. It's 1, and you put cm, and you put a wee 2 up here. That's 1 centimetre square. That's how we represent it. So when you're working out the area of basic shapes, you can basically, if we're told that 1 square is 1 square centimetre as opposed to 1 metre, you can get 1 metre square, and you can also get 1 kilometre square if you're measuring on a map. But the easy way to do it is just count them up. So if you're just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So your answer there is 17 centimetres squared. Right, I'll give you, you can pause the video and try and get the answers to the other 2 there. Okay, hopefully you've paused the video. I'm not going to go through it all, it's quite easy, but there's 9 centimetres squared, there's 12 centimetres squared, and here's 6 centimetres squared. What we do for rectangles though, I mean, you can count the boxes, but it takes a bit of a while, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, we know there's 8 along the top, and we know there's 4 kind of layers of 8. So the easiest way to do that is to do lots of 8, 4 times 8. And it's just using your times tables. 4 times 8 is 32, so that'd be 32 centimetres squared instead of counting all the boxes. And that leads us to come up with a formula to work out the area of a rectangle. Now we call the long bit the length and the shorter bit the breadth, kind of like a swimming pool. You do lengths from the long bit and you do breadths across the middle. And when you're working out the area of a rectangle, we like you to write a formula out every time. Now you can shorten area to A equals L times B, but it's really important to set the formula out. The next line, we're looking for 3 lines of work in here. The next line you put the numbers in. So the length is 7 and the breadth is 4. It ultimately doesn't really matter which way around you put the 4 and the 7. 7 times 4 and 4 times 7 give you the same answer. But we like it, you know, if you can put it the right way around, but it doesn't matter. But I've got 4 times 7, for example. It's the wrong way around if you like, but 4 sevens are 28 and it's 28 centimetres squared. Notice I'm lining up equal signs here and I'm writing the formula out, putting the numbers in and then the answer. So if you're doing working in your textbook, that's the way you want to be setting this out. Okay, one more to show you what's going on there. So we've got area equals length times breadth, which is your formula, and we're doing 3 times 8 or 8 times 3. And then to finish it off, make sure you put 3 8s are 24 and it's meters squared this time as opposed to centimetres squared, because each measurement is in metres. If you were doing a square, it would be exactly the same thing, but obviously a square, the length and breadth would be the same. So it would be like 5 times 5, or 6 times 6, or 7 times 7.